Hello all you beautiful people, how you doing here today? This love it Temptress, welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, welcome. Hi! So today we're going to do a mod spotlight and tutorial on a mod called Farmer's Delight. This is the 1.16.5 version and I think this is a fantastic mod. It adds lots of different foods, some kitchen stuff, there's different blocks, crops, even a new villager with his very own village house. All different kinds of stuff, and I love it, but not everybody does. So I am going to go through everything. This is going to be a long one, so I will try to put chapters in as soon as I possibly can. And let's just get started and see what all this has to offer. And of course, why wouldn't it want to start raining on us? Because, you know, why not? Okay, so this is not the house that the villager did. I built this house just to showcase some of the stuff in here because look at this. It makes it so you can do a cute little kitchen setup. It has a stove, a cooking pot that you can have either over the stove or over a campfire. You can also do it over like lava or just plain fire, but I think it looks cooler this way, so that's the way I'm showing you. Then there's also a skillet and basket and cutting boards and knives, and look at these cabinets. Now I just have the oak ones here. They're called pantries, but I wanted to demonstrate how it could look like a really cute kitchen. And of course I didn't even use any other stuff. I just wanted to showcase the mod stuff. Now it does come in all the different wood types too, so you have lots of different options. There's also signs in all the different colors. I did not write anything on these, but obviously you could. And it's even in white, which I think is so nice. All right, so to start off with, I'm going to be in creative, but yeah, lots and lots of stuff, including this canvas rug, this full tatami mat, then a tatami block. You can also do the half mats, which I thought was really cute to use like a welcome mat when you're coming in the door. And these baskets that actually have an inventory. Isn't that great? I think it's great. All right, so here are some of the crops that you will find out in the wild. These are the wild ones. So there's wild rice, which you will find in water because it can only be grown in water. But then these other crops, excuse me, can be found in different biomes, and that just varies. So we have sea beets, wild potatoes, wild carrots, tomato vines, wild cabbage, and wild onions. And all these can be found out in the wild to get your stuff started. But if you come across a village like so, or dungeons and that, you can also find some of the crops or seeds in some of the chests there too. Now here is another cool thing. This is a red mushroom, but it's a colony. So it starts out like a regular mushroom, brown or red, and they grow to these colonies. What's cool is once they grow to these colonies, which even in low light they will grow, so you can create a cool little farm like I did here. But what you can do is take a pair of shears and you can just cut some of the mushrooms off. Now it'll always stay here, and it's not working. Let me see if the hoe will make it work. Of course not. Maybe it's because I'm in creative though, so let's see. And if you try to grab one from there, of course, it's just going to give you regular mushrooms. So let's see. If I go into survival, it's still just going to give me the regular. It's supposed to give you the colonies. And that's going to not do it. And of course, that's just going to do that. Let's see. Nope, still going to give me the colonies. Okay. Well, you know, can't say I didn't try. But all you have to do is let it grow. This is rich soil, which is another thing the mod adds. And that's what we have here. I have it surrounded by mycelium because that actually helps the soil grow faster. All right, so let's go take a look. Let me go back into creative mode real quick because we're going to go take a look at the villager. And it's just easier for me to fly up here. All right, so this house right here is added by this mod. And as you can see, it will always have this little area over here where it's growing some kind of dirt. Now, when it starts off, it's actually not that kind of dirt. It is, let me see, it is this right here, organic compost. So normally when you see it here, it'll look like this. And of course it has mushrooms on top because the mushrooms actually help it develop faster into this rich soil. So once this has had time and it's out in the sunlight and it has, you know, water or mycelium or other stuff surrounding it. There we go, got rid of that. All right, so once it has other stuff surrounding it, it will slowly turn into this rich soil. Now, once it's the rich soil, you can simply hoe it and you have rich soil farmland. The importance of this is this soil will randomly give your crops a boost. Kind of like as if you were using bone meal. It's really, really cool. But that is this house that it adds. And don't forget to look inside because there's usually some here. And that varies what kind it is. But easy way to get some rich soil. All right. Now let me go back into survival mode for a minute. Because this is another thing that's added. It's a rope. And this rope, you can climb up and down, which is really awesome and makes for some easy ways to get to things, but it also makes for some cool decorations. Then if you add it to a bell, like I did here, it did look like that, but I switched it to here. So if we add it to a bell like so, you can actually ring the bell from down here just by clicking on the rope. But you can also, because it's a rope here, still climb up to the top of it. I think that's a neat little function to be able to climb up, plus be able to put bells up higher and ring them if you need to. All right. Now, let's go look at here. One of the first recipes you're gonna make is a knife. Now, there's different kinds of knives. There's the flint one, iron, gold, diamond, and netherite. So for the flint one, it's simply going to be flint and a stick. And if we were to take this here and use it on things like grass, yep, just picked up one, you can get straw. But you can also use it on things like flowers. But if you use it on grass, it'll be a quick way to start getting some straw. There is another way to do that, and we will talk about that in just a minute. But that's one of the things, if you do like that, plus if you kill mobs, such as a chicken, you will always, come back here, you will always get whatever their other drop is. So for with the chicken, it's a feather, and of course you get their meat as usual. However, with one of them, not the cow, but we'll do the cow too. I'm going to use my diamond knife here because it'll kill them a little bit faster. But see, we are guaranteed, and it even gave us 2 leather. Now the pig, I'm going to go into creative because I want to spawn a couple of them. Alright, now we can go back into survival. And we're going to kill our little piggies here. Because they actually give us a really cool drop. If we can get one to come over here. And this one is not every time, which is why I wanted to spawn a couple. This one is a special drop. Of course, we don't want to kill the babies. Oh, there it is. So it is ham. And again, this one is not something that you're going to get every single time. But it is something that if you kill them with a knife, you can sometimes get. We're just going to plop this down here. See if it's going to change for us. See how it has the little particle effects on it? That's how you know that it's doing its thing and it's going to change. All right, so then for the iron one, and of course, the further you go up, the higher the durability. You can use this as a regular sword and kill mobs the same way. And the durability and everything will be higher as you go. So iron knife, iron ingot and a stick, gold, gold ingot and a stick, diamond, diamond and a stick. And here is the tricky one, the netherite. You have to go into the smithing table. Put your diamond knife in there and add a netherite ingot. This one, you actually get an achievement for if you can't take the heat. But there's another way to use these knives, and that is on this little cutting board. So to make the cutting board, it is 2 sticks and 4 planks. It doesn't have to be oak, that's just what I added here. And that'll give you 1 cutting board, which is really cute. Now before we run back over there, we're going to go over a few recipes real quick. The next is a cooking pot, and this cooking pot is pretty cool. So it's going to be 5 iron ingots, 2 bricks, a wooden shovel. It does have to be wooden shovel, and a bucket full of water, and that'll give us this cooking pot. Next recipe is a stove, which is going to be 4 bricks, a campfire, and 3 iron ingots. Then is the skillet, and that's going to be 4 iron ingots and a brick. All right, now let's go take a look at how we use those. Okay, so this is the stove here. This is the stove with the cooking pot, and this is the stove with the skillet. And they all work in different ways. And it doesn't matter if you have the cooking pot above the campfire or the stove, that is still going to work the same way. All right, so there's a couple different things we want to know. First of all, if we just click some meat in here, it's going to automatically cook it. If I go to take it out, maybe I don't want to do that much at once. So for instance, I just take this stack there, put those in there. Now it's going to do something pretty cool when you have it in a skillet. Did you see that? It just popped off. So where did it go? It actually went into a basket. If you have a basket to the right of the skillet, it'll automatically put whatever is cooking directly into the basket, which is pretty cool if I say so myself. Also, if we pick up this basket here and we put it over here, because on top of the stove, you can also cook stuff like so. And it'll cook 6 of them at once, but they get done one right after another. And so with the basket there, it'll pop into that. If you don't have anything there, it'll either pop into your inventory, or if nothing is here, it'll just kind of hover above the ground. As you can see, if I click into the cooking pot without it above heat, it'll tell you here that it needs some kind of heat. But if I go to it here, I have it heated, so there we go. So I can put stuff in here, but it does not cook the stuff like that. It's not going in there. Well, it's supposed to go into the basket. But as you can tell, not everything works the way it's supposed to. Alright, and of course you can do it sideways and everything, so it makes it kind of cool for decoration purposes. Alright, so as you can tell, whether we have it above the stove or the campfire, it's just heated. Alright, so then we have these cutting boards. These are going to be your lifesavers. Why is that? Well, you can do it in one of 2 ways. You're going to take stuff like your meat and you're going to chop it up. Well, how are you going to do that? So let's take, let's actually put that in there because I have my netherite knife here. So let's take this meat that we got, and I had some patties cooking earlier. So in your offhand, you're going to put whatever you want to chop. And then in this hand, let's also put our flint one in there. In this hand, we're going to put our knife. So when we right click, it's going to place whatever down and it is cuttable, thank you. Whoops. Doesn't seem cuttable. Well, it'll tell you. So it is not wanting to cut these, which it's supposed to. Let's see if it'll do the pork chops. Nope. Well, it does say it's supposed to cook the, you're supposed to be able to chop the cooked ones. But let's do it on the raw ones because I know it'll do that. So let's put it back into our other slot there. And then we're just going to chop it with meat. And if you just hold down right click, as long as you still have it in your inventory there, it'll just keep chopping it. Now, the cool thing is, for every one of these I'm chopping, I'm getting 2 of these minced beef patties. And so for a lot of the recipes, you only need 1 of these. So you're doubling all of your meat. Now this works on beef like so, but then we can also chop up chicken. Let me move this so you can see what we get from the chicken. Let's just chop that one real quick. Oops, there we go. So with the chicken, we're getting raw chicken cuts. Then if we do it with the pork chops, we're getting bacon. And I did this wrong, but if you do the cod, you get raw cod slices. And that's only for the cod. All right, let's change the weather again. Okay, I'm trying to get through this because we have a lot to go through, but I also want to make sure that I cover everything so you guys know how to do all of this. And even here, I put a rope here so you can see that we can simply climb up and get to stuff pretty cool. All right, there are other things you can chop on the chopping blocks though. It's not just meats. So we're going to move this. And with the cod, maybe I should take some cod out. With the cod, you actually get other stuff. So let me show you over here what I mean. So with the meat, you get the patties, cabbage, which is one of the new crops this adds. You get cabbage leaf. With the rice, you get the plain rice. This is the, what is it called? The rice panicle. I always forget what it's called. I call it the rice leaf. But you get rice and you also get straw. So that's the other way you can get straw. Now, if you chop a pumpkin, you get pumpkin slices. If you chop up the ham, which I don't recommend because there are recipes that you're going to need the ham and there's no other way to get it other than randomly getting it from killing the pigs. But if you do decide to chop them up, you get pork chops and bones. From the cod, you get the cod slices and bone meal. From the chicken, you get the chicken cutlets and bone meal. From the mutton, you get mutton chops. And from the pork chops, you get bacon. So, let me grab some coal real quick. Okay, so for the variants, you get the cooked beef patties with the minced beef. With the ham, you cannot actually cook it in the furnace. I just wanted to demonstrate. There is a different way to cook it, however. With the raw cod slices, you get cooked cod slices. And the reason I'm showing you, we actually do need these for some of the recipes. Raw chicken cutlets, we get the cooked chicken cutlets. You get the point. Cooked mutton chops, bacon. And this one, if you cook eggs, you actually get fried eggs. Pretty cool. All right. Now let's go to the rest of these recipes here. So next we have the canvas, and for that it's for the straw. Then you can make the canvas rug, and it's just one of these makes 2 canvas rugs, which is pretty cool. Those are the ones that I showed inside. Then for the baskets, it's 4 bamboo and 3 of the canvas. Then for the pantries, it's whatever wood type you want to use. but you're going to use the oak slabs, the trap doors, and then the oak slabs on the bottom, and that makes one pantry. Then for the crates, you can make crates of all the different crops, and that's just 9 together, makes these cool little crates, and that's these over here. So you have the onion, tomato, cabbage, beetroot, potato, and carrot. But then you can also make a rice bale, and this is a bag of rice. The bag of rice you make with the cooked rice. The rice bale you make with rice pinnacles, which rice has to be cooked, not cooked, planted a little bit differently. So these are the other ones that are added, the cabbage, tomato, and onion. And as you can see, they're planted normally, no big deal. The rice, however, has to be planted inside water, only 1 block of water. So you want 1 block of water deep, and it has to be dirt below it. And then you just plant down your rice, and it will grow and be all beautiful, just like so. Okay. So then after the crates, we have rope. So 3 straw in a line makes 3 rope. Now, rope you can also use to make a lead, which is just 4 rope here and then the 1 here. So you wouldn't have to find slime anymore. Then they have these safety nets. They do probably exactly what you're thinking they do. It makes a safe place like hay bales to jump down. So that's just 4 rope. Then for the tatami blocks, it's 2 straw and 2 canvas, and each recipe makes 2. And then for the full mat, you just put a block there and it gives you 2 full mats. And then for the half blocks, you just put the full mat in and it gives you 2. Then for the different signs, you're going to do 2 canvas, 4 of the planks, and a stick. Now to color them, you're actually just going to put the stick, the canvas sign with, not the stick, the canvas sign with the color of dye that you want. So for instance, this one I did is purple. And of course the signs still stand up like they would normally. Alright, let's get into some recipes. Now, some of these have some really good benefits. There are a lot of recipes here. Some of them are on the crafting benches like so. And then all these cooking pots are out because all these are also recipes. So, first recipe we have is melon juice. It does improve a little bit of health right away. So it is something that you could have on you and heal a little bit quickly. So it's 4 melon slices, sugar, and a glass bottle. Then you can take a bucket of milk with 3 glass bottles and turn it into a milk bottle. Now you can use this multiple ways. My favorite way is to use it in place of the bucket of milk in recipes because then you get more out of it. And you do get your bottles back, so it's not like you're wasting them. But you can also drink one to clear an effect. However, it could be a positive or negative effect. You won't know until you drink it. Next, we have some dough. So it's 3 wheat with a bucket of water. Now with the dough, you could do it multiple ways. First of all, you can put it straight in the furnace and it'll make bread. So, easy way to make bread, helps your wheat stretch a little bit further. But also, down the line we can use it for something else. Okay, so next we can also make some raw pasta, which is 4 wheat with a bucket of water. Each recipe makes 2. Or you could also do an egg with 2 wheat, and that makes 1. Next, we have pie crust. That is 3 wheat with a milk bottle. Now, the pie crust we're going to need to make these different kinds of pies. So first of all, we have apple pie. 3 wheat, 3 apples, 2 sugar, and a pie crust. And you can actually set them down as decorations, which I think is so cool. Then there is the sweet berry cheesecake. That's 6 sweet berries, 2 milk, and a pie crust. Then we have the chocolate pie, which is cocoa beans, 3 of them, 3 milk bottles, 2 sugar, and a pie crust. Now, there are 2 different ways to eat these. You could either take a bowl and click on it, and you will automatically eat it. As you can see, the chocolate one gave me speed. The sweet berry one just helps you out. And the apple one just helps you out also. But you can also take the pies or the regular Minecraft cake using your handy dandy knife that you made, whichever version. You can also cut it up on a cutting board and it'll give you slices. So no longer do you have to come back to a cake here. You can actually take it on the go with these cute little slices and take them with you. The apple gives you, the pie slices give you 4 and the cake slices give you 7. But if you take your knife, you can actually cut slices directly from here. You still get the same amount, so that part doesn't matter with the pie or cake, but you can do it either way. Okay, next we have good old cookies. So this cookie is a sweet berry with 2 wheat, and it gives you 8 sweet berry cookies. Then we have the honey cookie, and it is a honey bottle with 2 wheat. Next we have a popsicle. It's actually called a melon popsicle, which is 4 slices, 2 ice, and 1 stick. Kind of the way you think a popsicle would be made. Alright, next we have the fruit salad, which is 2 melon slices, an apple, 2 sweet berries, and a pumpkin slice with a bowl down at the bottom. Next is the mixed salad, which is cabbage leaf, which again is from cutting the cabbage. So cabbage leaf, tomato, onion, beetroot, and a bowl. Next we have the nether salad. So if you're in the nether, you need some food. Here you go. You have a crimson fungus, warped fungus, and a bowl, and it gives you a sweet little salad. Next we have barbecue on a stick. This is tomato, onion, steak, cooked chicken, and 2 sticks. And it does give you 2, which makes it very nice. Then we have a whole bunch of sandwiches. And the first one is an egg sandwiches with 2 fried eggs and a piece of bread. Then we have the chicken sandwich with bread, cooked chicken. And the sandwiches, it does always have to be the cooked version. So cooked chicken, cabbage leaf, and carrot. Then you can even make a hamburger, which is bread, beef patty, cabbage leaf, tomato, and onion. Next, you can make a bacon sandwich, which is bread, bacon, cabbage leaf, and tomato. Next, we have the mutton wrap, which is bread, cooked mutton, cabbage leaf, tomato, and milk. Then we have the stuffed potato. So it does have to be the baked potato and a beef patty, then a carrot and milk. Next, we have the bacon and eggs, which of course is 2 bacon, 2 eggs, and a bowl. Then we have the roasted mutton chops. So roast the cooked mutton, beetroot, bowl, tomato, and cooked rice. So let's go over here real quick because we have not gone over cooked rice. Alright, so first of all, we have some apple cider. If things are sitting up here, it's because they don't have anywhere to go. You actually have to put something in the cooking pots here in order to take it out. And that will vary on what the recipe is. So the first recipe is apple cider, which is 2 apples and a sugar for each one. Now, it'll tell you if you hover over it, this is served on a glass bottle. So, if I go in here, take a stack of glass bottles out, one, I can either right click on it with the glass bottle in my hand, or 2, I can go in here and put it into the inventory slot here. Now, these only stack till 16, all these foods. They stack till 16, except for a few of them, and I'll show you why, because they don't stack, period. But they only stack to 16, and of course this one actually gives you absorption 1, which is pretty awesome, right? Next we have hot cocoa, which is 2 cocoa beans, sugar, and there was milk right here. And that gives us hot cocoa. And it clears 1 harmful effect. Again, only stacks till 16. Now, a couple of these recipes actually glitch out a little bit. And so when you go, like the hot cocoa, as you see the bottle is just spitting up right here. But the thing is, it's actually not using a bottle. So some of these do this. Bottles, bowls, I'll show you. Alright, so let's move that. Alright, next we have tomato sauce, and this you will need in a lot of different of the pasta recipes. So it's simply 2 tomatoes. Make sure and put your bowls here. That's how it will pop it out. Here is what you have available. Here is what you can take out. Now, tomato sauce is one that stacks to 64, but that's only because it's used in a lot of recipes. Alright, so next we have dumplings. And these are not actually served on anything. You can take them straight out. So for this, you need the raw pasta, cabbage leaf, onion, and minced beef. Now, for the recipes that go in the cooking pots, those do not need to be cooked. So these do not need to be cooked, but the ones that go on the crafting grids, those do need to be cooked. Alright, next recipe we have is cabbage rolls. So it's simply cabbage and beetroot. Then we have beef stew. And I'm just going to put this because, you know, it's not showing. So this one is either the minced beef or raw beef, carrots, and potatoes. And as you can see, usually when they're in the bowl, they only stack till 16. Then we have chicken soup. Again, this one messed up. So we have the chicken, whether you have the raw or the cuts. But again, you want to do the cuts because you get 2. Then carrots, cabbage, and either tomato, onion. So any different vegetable here will give you chicken soup. Now, a lot of the bowl recipes will give you what's called nourished. And that is really good. Let's see if we can take this out. Keep one here. Warm and cozy. It gives us a comfort thing. And that is not going to tell me on here what it does. The warm and cozy. Soups and stews are great for warding off cold and sickness. But actually what it does, let me go into advancements here. This has a full set of advancements on Farmer's Delight. As you can see, because I was setting up everything, I went through a lot of them. But, and it doesn't tell you there. I thought it would tell you, but, the well-served gives you nourishments, but, let's see. It just helps you out. Yeah. Okay, so comfort actually makes you immune to cold, which is slowness, and sickness, which is hunger and weakness, for the amount of time that you have it. But one of the other ones gives us nourishments, and we'll go over that. And nourishment gives you, it like makes it so you're not hungry at all, unless you get hurt and you need to eat. Alright, so next we have fish stew. And for that one, it is any of the types of fish, the tomato sauce, and onion. Then we have fried rice, which is rice, 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 egg, carrot, and onion. I said onion because onion was there. Then we have the pumpkin soup. Pumpkin soup is pumpkins, cabbage, raw bacon or pork chop, and milk or milk bottle. And this one is the baked cod stew. So this one is the cod, potato, egg, and tomato. All right, let's go through the rest of these and then we'll finish up our recipes over there. All right, so next we have noodle soup. So pasta, fried egg, dried kelp, and bacon, and that'll make noodle soup. Next we have pasta with meatballs, and this is minced beef, raw pasta, and tomato sauce. Then we have pasta with mutton chops, which is mutton chops, pasta, and tomato sauce. Then we have vegetable noodles, so carrots, cabbage, tomato, brown mushroom, and raw pasta. Then we have squid ink pasta, which is really, really weird, but it is fish, pasta, tomato, and ink sac. Yeah. I don't know if I don't want to eat that in real life, but yeah. Alright, then we have stuffed pumpkin. So this is rice, carrot, tomato sauce, baked potato, brown mushroom colony, which is why I showed you over there, and the sweet berries. Now this one is very different because you actually put pumpkins here to take it out on. Alright. Okay, somehow I think we skipped this recipe. Rice in the cooking pot gives you simply cooked rice. Which is the whole reason we came over here, so we could start looking at these recipes. Alright, so next. This one is steak and potatoes, which is baked potatoes, steak, bowl, onion, and that cooked rice again. And then we have grilled salmon. So this one is cooked salmon, sweet berries, bowl, onion, and cabbage leaf. Now these 4 recipes are a little bit different. So this is roast chicken. So it's onion, egg, bread, 2 carrots, chicken, baked potatoes, 2 of them, and it has to be over a bowl. But when you take these, you don't get them like normal. You can't eat this when you just grab it. Same with this one, and that one's not even for us. Alright, so next we have the honey glazed ham, which is 4 sweet berries, honey, the smoked ham, 2 cooked rice, and a bowl. Then we have the shepherd's pie, which is 2 baked potatoes, 3 mutton chops, milk, 2 onion, and above a bowl. And we'll come back to this one here. Okay, so that brings us to right here. These are the ones that I was talking about. This is the one in here, which is the stuffed pumpkin. These can actually be set down on the ground, similar to the pies, and you can click on them, but unless you have what you need to grab them, so for instance, like a bowl, then you can actually grab 1 serving of whatever it is. So these are the kinds that will give you nourishment, and that will make it so you're not hungry for a period of time. Well, how is that going to help? Well, if you're running, jumping, fighting things, this is going to make it so you're not getting tired. Going mining won't affect you doing all those blocks. So if you eat these meals, it'll prevent you from needing food for a while. And as you can see, it has nourishment here for 4 minutes. That's right, 4 minutes. It is fantastic stuff. All right, so then we also have the roast chicken. So then it's called a plate of whatever it is, so plate of roast chicken. Then we have the honey glazed ham and the shepherd's pie. One of the things I like is that as you go through it, it changes the way it looks. And even with these, because they're a meat, after you take all 4 of them, you're left with these, which will give you stuff like a bowl, there we go, and a bowl and bone meal. So it's kind of cool because it gives you some of these stuff back, which I really, really like. Alright, there are 2 recipes that are actually not for human consumption. First of all is dog food. So it is rotten flesh, bone meal, raw chicken cuts, and I do believe that doesn't have to be chicken. Yeah, any of the types of meat. And rice. And so this does have to be served on a bowl. But when fed to a tamed wolf, and it does not even have to be your dog, it can be to another one, it gives us 5 minutes of speed, strength, and resistance. So if you're going in to fight mobs, you want your dogs to be well taken care of, it will also instantly heal them with the dog food, which is really nice. So then you would just take it in the bowl and go feed the dog. This one over here is actually for horses. Not just horses, but horses, donkeys, mules, and even llamas. So this is a rice bale, 2 apples, and a golden carrot. So this, when fed to your tamed mounts, which is why it's not just horse, it gives speed 2 and jump boost for 5 minutes. So pretty cool. All right. Let me see. Have we missed anything? Did we see the villager that this mod added? Unfortunately, I think the villagers are gone. Let me see if I can spawn one in. Okay, so I'm trying to get villagers, but nobody's wanting to take the position. I swore there were some village trades, but they're all just wanting to, you know, be the stoneworks guy. So it's fine. I don't remember what the trades were. I don't think they were that great. Or anything that you couldn't get through anything else. All right, I realize we did kind of skip over this, so we might want to do this part. So let me go and change things and I'll be right back. Okay. I think we haven't eaten anything, so if anything comes around, we'll eat this. All right, so there's different things that you can chop up on the chopping blocks other than the stuff that we showed before. But you have to use some different tools. So with wood, you can chop it and it'll give you not only stripped logs, but also tree bark. So then you can also take shears on leather things and cut them, and it'll give you leather back. Then with signs, you can chop those and it'll give you some of the wood back. And that works for a lot of the different wooden stuff, a lot of the different leather stuff. So it helps you to get not as much as you normally would, obviously, because one sign takes more than one plank, but it does help you to break down some stuff and get some resources back. Then with flowers, with the hoe, or not the hoe. All right, so with the tomato, it is cuttable. Maybe they changed it. Well, the tomato was cuttable. There we go. Okay, so the melon slice gives us 9, which, you know, obvious reasons to cut it with that versus anything else because you actually get more. I don't know why the tomato is not cutting, just like the other one that wouldn't work in there. You are supposed to be able to cut the tomato and it give you the seeds, the tomato, and sometimes bone meal. And the flour, there we go, will give you dye. But it also gives you some bone meal. And we can do it with the other flowers too, like the poppies, which will, of course, give us the color of dye that it has. And yeah, so there are other things that you can cut, and it makes it a little bit easier. Also, we didn't go over the compost recipe, which is why we need the tree bark. So, a piece of dirt, 2 straw, 2 bone meal, and 4 tree bark. And that makes our organic compost that we have over here that still has not changed. So let's see if we pick this up. I know it said it wanted a shovel, but if we pick this up and bring it over here, I wonder how fast it would change. And this is the safety net that I was talking about. They're quite bouncy, kind of like slime blocks. So if you drop down on it, it does help so you're not getting damaged so much. All right, so if we put this here, I imagine this will change pretty fast. Because these, well, I mean, it took me a while to set all this up and everything, and I kind of got carried away building a house, but I think it's cute. A little bit carried away, but let's see, is this gonna hurry up and change? It does need the sun to change, and thankfully the sun is out and bright and beautiful, but might take a minute. And again, this, you can just hoe it and plant on it, and it gives random perks. So for instance, if we were to plant down our wheat seeds, even though there is no water nearby whatsoever, it will actually grow it. It works fabulously like that. I wonder, is it the regular farmer? No. Oh, yeah, the farmer gives you onions. Okay, so that's what it is. The farmers will actually take some of the other crops too, not just the other ones. So that's what the trades were. I forgot. I thought there were specific trades, and this is still not wanting to budge very much. Ooh. See, even if I broke that, it's supposed to give you the colony back, and it is not working both with the tools and without. So let's see. Oh, no. If I break it with the shears, it is working. Because that is the way to get the brown colonies in order to make that for the recipe. And of course, it's not going to change right now. There we go. I just wanted to show it changing. Come on. It changes to like a light brown. I guess it, I don't know. My mind might be playing tricks on me. It gets a little bit lighter before it changes to the rich soil. It is working because you can see the particles. It's just going to take forever. All right, so while that's going, now I can, if I right click with the shears, it'll just give me the mushrooms, but if I left click, it'll give me the whole colony. So there you go. That's how you get the colony. I don't know why it wasn't working in creative, but that's okay. See, it looks like it's getting lighter, but it's so hard to tell. And see, you can get cabbage seeds, rice. I have not touched any of these. So you can actually get some of the seeds and stuff in the farm. This is the only one I touched. So I can make it a little mushroom garden. It's gonna drive me nuts. Alright, well, you get the point, right? You get the point. And let me make sure, one click plants, this is the rug. And yes, we have gone over everything. So if you have any questions or comments about this mod, definitely let me know. I know this is a long one, but there was just so much to this one. There's no way I could have covered it in one. I would have had to broken it up quite a bit, which is why I will try to put the chapters in. All right, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, as always. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button with the notification bell so you can see when all the new videos come out. Yeah, let me know if you have any ones that you would like to see in the future also. I do have a lot that I'm planning on working on in the next couple weeks. And, yeah. There's a lot more to come. So until next time, this is Lava Temptress. Don't get burned. Bye!